Welcome, Pods and Pies. Today we got Scott Paul in. Thank you for being here.
Welcome. Thank you.
Glad you can be here. Our fake pretend sponsor today
is the Pie Pizzeria.
is the Pie.
Have you had the Pie Pizzeria?
I lived off the Pie Pizzeria.
You lived off it.
At the U, yes.
We tag them every show. We try to get the pie for every show. We just want one pie a week.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, hey, just give us one pizza a week. But
We're just waiting for our sponsor to come
hopefully
through.
one day.
We got a chicken bacon ranch.
Let's do it.
All
Yeah.
right. Dig in there. All right, man. If you could trade lives with one person, but in order to do that, it was a fight to the death and you had to win, who would it be?
So you have to. You're in your mind. You almost have to guarantee yourself a win.
You got to
trade lives.
and you get and it's not necessarily like you're gonna, right? It's still gonna be you, but you just all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm taking over their role as CEO of Google, whatever. Like, who would you pick to fight to the death?
So you wouldn't necessarily want to pick like an actual guy to kick your ass.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no.
Okay. This is the
That's
first
a-
time.
that's tough.
You didn't give me did you give me the prep questions for this
Oh, no.
interview?
No.
Yeah, that's like,
We just kind of
This is
fly
how-
by the seat of our pants here.
so I've got to trade lives and kick their butt.
You could kick Trump's ass.
and essentially delete them.
Yeah, they're done. You're
They're
taking
done.
over.
I mean, that
Any
is-
president of the United
I
States.
mean, that really is an obvious one right now with Trump in office. But I don't want that role. So, someone, probably my friend Garrett G. Man,
Your friend.
he's my friend. I won't delete him, but he's just the guy's a travel influencer. Does it get better than that?
Okay.
Like he gets to go anywhere and everywhere, sponsored for the rest of his life. He lives in Maui, the best place in the
That's a
world.
pretty good gig.
That is a
So
good gig.
I wouldn't trade. I'd probably be the first to say I wouldn't trade myself. Like I wouldn't do the trade. I'm pretty happy, but I'm forced to fight to the death.
Yes, to the death.
He kicked my butt too, though. That's a problem. So I wouldn't lose. So I wouldn't win. I mean,
We'll give
but
you
no,
6
there
months
you
of
go. But
training.
it's like he's done so well creating content. His little bucket list family channel that he has created a way to pretty much.
Is that the name of his thing?
Yeah,
Okay,
Bucket
I've
List
heard of
Family.
that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Okay.
Just do whatever he
I'm not like
wants.
a huge follower of people.
No, I've never even watched any
But
of his content,
I've
but I just
heard-
know. I just know because he's a
Yeah,
friend.
I've heard
I know
the
what he
bucket
does.
list family.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Goes wherever he
Oh,
wants.
oh,
Does
that's
whatever he wants.
badass,
So
yeah.
That
give me
would be
that.
cool.
Give me that life.
I'm like I've always loved Apple. I think like maybe if Jobs was still alive, like I think I would challenge him.
Yeah,
Just take over Apple.
kick his ass.
Yeah.
He's deleted.
See you
We'll
later.
just go get
Take over CEO.
I'm
You
done.
can go get Tim Cook.
I'll take him.
Yeah, Tim Cook. Oh, okay, yeah, you could take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'd pick. I was thinking of like guys. This same question kind of came up with lunch the other day. Was you have to pick one person? What was Matt's question? You got to pick one person that you would want to hang out with
Mm-hmm.
for like a weekend.
I don't think I was there for that.
Just pick anybody in the world. And we thought about it for half an hour. Like everybody's throwing out cool names.
Interesting.
And my friend's like, there's only one logical choice. And he would just shoot down all the ideas. And he says, Vladimir Putin.
Oh yeah.
He's like, if there was one dude in the world that could do whatever he wanted at any second, and and the whole caveat was, this is a guy that is looking forward to hanging out with you. So it's not like it's just a, special needs kid kind of going and meeting his hero. He is looking forward to a whole weekend with Danny Reeder. You're flying over to Russia, and he's going to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
I
But
did.
then I think he would. I think I couldn't. I don't know if I could kick his ass. Like if I
No.
wanted to trade places with that
No.
guy.
No, you've seen him with his shirt off on a horse.
I've seen his shirt off on a
He's a
damn
Dothraki.
buffalo or a bear.
Oh, that's what it was, a bear. So so I did a post actually last week on who was the first to be a trillionaire. And I just threw out a few helping hints, like is it Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, Gates, or Putin? Because a lot of people think he's probably, you can't track any of the wealth.
You
but
can't.
He probably
That's- yeah.
has the most resources in the world.
He might be the
Think he'll
richest
be
dude.
He probably is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Putin.
Putin.
Interesting.
You could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
All right, dude. What's the best thing and worst thing about your beard?
Oh man, the worst thing is it's happening a lot lately. Eating, and I was eating corn, and I love my corn, but I was just going to town on it, like a,
Yeah.
and then I took part of my beard into my mouth, pushed it down under my into my teeth, my tight, little gaps, and so I had to it hurt, and I had hair stuck in my teeth. And I had it with corn on top of it. And so this is when I was camping last week. I went out in the desert and did a little solo camp.
Yeah, we got to
so
talk about that.
I'm there like grabbing my hair with my buttery fingers and trying to like
pull it out of your gap.
Yes,
Pull it out.
flossing essentially floss my teeth with my hair, my beard hair. So that sucks. That's the downside of
I think
of
any
frothy
food,
beard.
like I haven't gone as long
Food
as you,
in general,
but we've like,
just
Food in
food.
general.
I feel like I like pizza is a bad one because I eat and it gets like pushed up into it. And I
Yeah.
can smell it for the rest of the day. And it
Well,
just-
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
but you
worse
trim-
things to smell.
Seems like you're
It's not
trimming
tuna.
you're trimming the mustache too.
I'm
Like,
taking
you don't
the
let it
I'm-
grow over
yeah,
your
yeah,
lip.
no, yeah. I have trimmed the mustache because
Yeah.
that one does get really frustrating when it starts going.
Yeah. It
I don't
goes
I don't have one that just kind of goes sideways,
Yeah.
like some Western character. No, mine goes like right into my mouth.
How many months is that growth?
This is my COVID beard.
So okay, you start basic COVID. Dude, damn, that's long. For like 6 months.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good one.
I don't know if I can't get that long. I've done a long beard a few times, but
Yeah.
not.
Well, you guys aren't. This isn't visual, but I'm bald as a baby's butt. So this is the first hair I've had, really.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I've had a beard my whole life, but it's been what you got right there. The called the half incher.
Yeah,
This thing
Couple
is
weeks.
I never spend any time in front of the mirror because I just have nothing to do there. Like I have nothing. I'll look up, maybe even brushing my teeth once in a while. I'm like, oh, that's I'm looking pretty girly. Oh, there's something in my teeth. I don't really look into the mirror, but lately. And there's something about combing my mane. I've got these beard brushes and I've got these oils,
Oils and
and
stuff,
I just
yeah.
get
It's
so
great, isn't it?
into it. I'm like, I just want to, I don't know.
My wife couldn't stand it, dude. Every
really?
night.
Just
before-
playing with
dude,
it?
it's just I'm always either using my lip or my teeth.
Uh-huh.
You know, you're kind of doing your little
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
out here,
yeah.
and then you would just get a comb. You're like, I don't know how to explain it. This is one of the best feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to comb it out, and then sometimes you would comb against the grain, so then you can get a better feeling of
For
combing
sure,
it right.
for sure. I'll go against the grain. I'll get this thing going out
Yes.
to here.
Yep.
It just makes a big flying sauce, like the rings of Saturn around my face. It's hilarious.
My problem is I have a huge like white like skunk stripe right in the middle of mine.
Right in the
so I
face.
get red. I mean
Yeah.
red, and then
And
just
then
a
the string
white.
stripe, yeah. But see, you have hair, so you can also
Yes.
do things with your hair. I was bald at 19, so I have 40 of this month, last month, so I have less. I've had most of my life has been sans hair.
Yeah.
So this is the only time I get to just play with myself. Yeah, and it's wonderful.
See, I love that look though. I love like the shaved head with a beard.
It
Yeah.
works.
I think it looks
No,
good.
it works.
I don't know.
I did that on purpose one time. I told my wife, I said, I don't know, it's actually really fun to go out. Like I'm a tall guy, dude. When I had a beard, if you wear a beanie, right, in the wintertime, and you just walk into a public place, I'm not a mean dude, but I'm telling you, everybody thinks that you're going to kick someone's ass when you
Yeah.
walk into a room. And I said, I actually kind of like that feeling.
Yeah.
I really do. I'll take it. So I loved the beard. I did shave my head once with the beard, but
It's
kind of
almost
one
like
of
you're
those-
guaranteed to have a gun. You're carrying
Yeah,
a
exactly.
weapon if you have that outfit and that
it's-
stature
it's-
with a beard. Yeah.
It's even almost a guarantee to avoid conflict. No one's going to come up to
No
you.
one's gonna mess
And if they
with you.
did, see, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Either. I
And
wouldn't
in
know even-
Utah, it's like it makes it distance you like pretty far from BYU. He's definitely not. A
Oh yeah,
BYU
no,
student.
he's not. Yeah.
So where'd you grow up?
Grew up in California, so
Okay.
Walnut Creek, Concord area. This is about 30 minutes away from Oakland.
Yeah, my siblings live in Walnut Creek right now.
All right,
Yeah.
there we go. Got pizza in my mouth, so this is a little ASMR.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This
If you
is-
guys, if you guys
Not
like
many
to hear
people,
the chew,
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Get right on that
that's
mic.
that's popular on YouTube. Just
I know.
chewing.
The sound of
Pizza.
Do I need to tag that and get all
Yeah.
those people to?
You do, I think so. So, Walnut Creek, California, until I was 14 actually. Yeah, 13, 14. And I moved to Alpine, Utah.
Okay.
And yeah, so I think you don't really get to claim. It's a theory of mine, but I don't really claim where I grew up. Kind of has to be where you got your license and drove, because that's when you really start to explore your territory as a young adult. And So that was here in Utah. So I'm officially Utah. I'm owning it. I'm okay
So you
with that.
were, you lived in Alpine. That means you say you just turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So was Lone Peak was just barely like a brand new school
I went
when
to
you
one-
went to high school?
I went to 1 year of American Fork.
Yeah. Okay.
Then Lone Peak got finished. So my junior year, went to the first year of Lone Peak.
Yeah.
Total disaster because they didn't have like the roll system built out, an attendance system, and you can't give a junior like no
Not much freedom.
consequences for
Yeah.
for. And so I didn't go a lot. And for that reason, on my senior year, I decided two things happened. I started a business, and I was selling food storage because Y2K was coming. So I made a grundle trying to sell food storage
Y2K.
as a senior. Secondly, I wanted to be on the Sundance ski team, and then so I went to UVSC, finished my high, and I knew if I went to Lone Peak with the same behavior I had in my junior year of not really attending, I would probably not graduate. So I went to UVSC, you only had to go, that was a local college, now UVU. You would go, I would go Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I got the same amount of credits had I gone to high school all
This is your
5 days.
senior year.
My senior
Senior
year.
year.
So about 4 of my friends did the same thing. So we all just kind of actually rented an apartment in Provo. So my senior year, I actually moved out and lived down in Provo, ran a business, and was skiing almost every day, and went to like 4 hours of classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm like, why doesn't everyone do this? Why would I go suffer through this?
Is that still? Can you still do
I
that?
think you can do it even easier. I think you do when you're 16. Like, if you
can.
think about it, there's really nothing about like all the credits we're getting at school. In high school, you can't just go. You can just pay for it. I mean, the thing is school's free, like right. So my brothers all did the AP classes and got that stuff for free.
Yeah. But you had to pay to go.
So so I paid to go take college courses, but I still got ahead. Got a kickstart, going ahead, and at least I attended. Like I was pretty diligent about going to college of all things versus high school because I don't know, it just didn't really feel for me. So yeah, and I had this business going, so I was able to put time into that, which was the real education, which is what I do today, entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So that was my high school was really just 2 years because here in Utah. You don't really, your freshman year is still in junior high.
School.
The
It's
worst.
Like the middle,
Yeah, so I only had 2 years of high school. Where my wife, she was in the student body in Sandy, what do they call it? The Jordan School District, Jordan High, I think. And so she had full 4 years, learned the songs you sing, at the games, and remembers people. My high school, although I remember most of the people actually just because I'm a people memorizer, I don't have no school spirit, Lone Peak went on to become a pretty important athlete school. We win a lot of tournaments. I don't care, could care less. So I just don't have any. I didn't get that because I only had 2 years. I only had 1 year at the school. So anyway,
Did you know a guy named Jordan Maurer?
Maurer. I
He
think
might
I
be-
know the
he's
Mauers. I think I knew a Mindy Maurer.
I don't know.
Who?
I don't know.
That could be
I don't know,
just-
dude.
I
He
don't know.
was. I bet you.
he an athlete?
I bet he was in and out. No,
Well,
he was in and out.
He's only a little bit older than me, I think.
Yeah, that means he's.
I'm
38.
1980, so I'm a
I know, I mean, just a
99,
couple years. So
99
he was only
grad.
there for 1
99
year.
grad. Well, I know, but I'm just saying he skied. Maurer was
Yeah.
in the mountains his whole life.
I think
Yeah,
it's probably the Mauers I know.
Yeah,
because
it could
his
have been.
sister was a skier and active, so I think that's probably the Maurer family. Dad a doctor by chance?
No,
Oh,
he's not.
maybe not.
He's a pilot.
Okay.
Is your wife your same age?
98 grad, so 2 years. Or sorry,
You're older.
2000 grad.
Oh,
2000,
you're younger.
so you're younger, year and a half younger.
Okay. That's where I grew up, was out in Sandy.
Oh, really?
But I went to Alta.
You went to Alta, yeah.
So, yeah. Kids?
Alta Hawks.
How many?
What are you guys
Yep,
out there?
Hawks.
Yeah.
Damn Hawks, dude. I hate that.
Jordan, they were the
Beat diggers. Yeah, she played lacrosse for them and some other things. But yeah, well, no, she went play for Waterford because they didn't have back then. They didn't have lacrosse
Okay.
teams
Yeah.
at the high school level.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was you asking?
No,
Someone
kids?
said-
No, just
Oh,
your-
3 girls,
3 girls. How
14, 12, and a 5-year-old.
old? Okay.
My 14-year-old is just went to first year in high school and
Wasatch.
yeah, Wasatch High up there.
New high school. New building. Well,
Some
newish.
newish buildings.
Newish, right.
Massive. I think they have more students
Dude,
up there
yeah.
than anywhere, and they can't get
I remember
approval
that high
for a new
school
one.
was a piece of crap, dude. When I was playing that, I played
yeah.
basketball growing
Oh,
up,
yeah.
dude. I was afraid of Wasatch kids.
Really?
Heber, I don't know. Like they were
They're just all
It seemed like they
all
had
just-
facial hair when they were.
Yeah,
11.
dude, and all these ranchers
Yeah,
off
dude, I'm
the
like, oh,
just
dude.
right out, like they were
They were
milking
tougher.
dairy cows
They were
right
tougher.
before they played you, and
Yeah.
they weren't scared of nothing. They've been up from 4 a.m. in the cold, and you probably all cuddle in
For
your
real,
nice.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
still
the
that.
high
There's
school
still
was
that.
like
There's still
old and
some of
run
that.
down, and just I don't know. I was always nervous. Go up Wasatch.
That's funny.
You know, I love Heber. I love the valley up there. I love Heber Valley.
Great place.
Love it.
Growing like crazy, like everywhere else. But
My buddy from Vegas just moved there.
yeah,
Yeah. No, but a handful of people that just are out of state that are moving to Heber Valley.
yeah. We live in this little town called Charleston. It's only 500 people, so we're
Hold on.
we're a percent of the population.
You live in Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
That's between Provo and Midway.
No,
Heber.
that's yeah. Well, it's right on Deer. It's
right on Deer Creek.
yeah.
You turn right on that little road.
No, you're thinking
What am I thinking?
Walsburg.
Oh, Walsburg. Oh, yeah.
That's that little offshoot.
Oh, yeah. Walsburg.
Charleston is the town right when you come past Deer Creek, and
Yes.
you can go down by the airport into Heber, or you can turn and go into Midway.
Yeah.
Little town.
Yeah.
Why
I love that
are you
area.
there?
Because
specific
well, Disney bought one of my companies in 2015, and I had to go live in the third floor of a. We had to go move to LA with that acquisition, so I lived on the third floor of a rundown, not rundown, but an apartment complex in Culver City, and it was like $5,000 rent, and I'm just like, there's got to be like when we're done with this sentence, we're going to the opposite, the polar opposite.
How long did you have to be there?
2 years, but I only made it a year before
Yeah.
I didn't even. I just went into my HR hub and changed my address to my old house in Sandy, and we went right back to Sandy. And I flew in for a year, kind of here and there. And then after about a year of Sandy, we're like, what do we really want to do or be? Like after all our traveling and stuff, we're like, where are the kids the most happy? What have we seen lifestyle wise that we like the most? And it was a lot of my cousins and friends who had kind of moved into areas that had land. So a friend out ranching in Nevada, one ranching up in Idaho, doing orchards up in Northern California. And those are just these places that really felt right to us. And so we went and got 5 acres up there in the Heber Valley and tried our first attempt at doing goats and chickens and all that stuff. And it's way more than we signed up for. We're not growing beard. My girls aren't growing beards yet like the locals. So it's like we weren't the hardy ready to ranch type. And so it's gentlemen. We're definitely what do you call it, city slickers up there trying to figure it out. I've got
Do you still have like the goats? Like, are you still?
I cycle in between goats and sheep, and when they break my fence, I go and storm at my neighbors for a while until my fence gets fixed. So I have animals that are kind of dispersed. We're doing
Yeah.
I'm kind of practicing sharing. What do you call it? Like time sharing with my animals and other
Sharing
people's.
animals,
So what's the inventory?
The
Of
inventory
animals.
right now is I had to just throw away a dead chicken yesterday, actually. That had been there since we moved up there 2.5 years ago. But we have 6 chickens that make a lot of eggs for 6 chickens. So my 12-year-old cooks a ton, and she's
Yeah.
always making stuff with chicken or fresh chicken eggs, which just alone is a really just being able to get your own eggs. I think all kids and families should just get a little coop and
Yeah.
have chickens and make something with the eggs. Like just them seeing that cycle of life, I think is pretty fantastic. That you just don't have. You're just not. I wasn't even touched with that. Like it was kind of surprising. Like wait, these eggs we can eat these ones and stuff. Like we make stuff with them and yeah. Oh, all right. This is cool. So that's the only part. That's the only functional like reward of ranching. The rest of it's just lawn ornaments. We had 3 goats right when we got there that started jumping on everything. So they're alpine goats. So you wouldn't believe the things a goat can fit on, but they would just start getting into the window panels and up onto the roof. And like, that's going to be in my car next. So
Yeah.
goodbye. We tried to sell them, and we ended up just kind of giving them away to someone in Walsburg. And after a lot of people on KSL trying to buy them, that people want to eat them. So you got to be really careful. If you don't want them
Okay.
getting butchered, you just got to make sure that the owner has other plans.
So
for it.
there's no benefit to the goats. besides just?
I mean, if you want,
like,
so a lot of people use them so I got them because I wanted to keep the weeds down, but they avoided all the weeds and they ate all the
garbage.
precious trees, not even the garbage and like our nice trees and anything we didn't want eaten. That's what they went for first. So they were not, and they would burn holes in the carabiners that we put carabiners out to like leash them, and they are so consistent and strong that they would rub down in our carabiners. They would rub a hole through it with the ropes and stuff and break ropes, and we're just like these suckers will not. They're just always trying to get out and cause trouble. So we got rid of those. Then I got 4 sheep a year ago, it was right as COVID started, and they're beautiful. They're called Navajo churros, and they were in my yard for a while until I just needed them to graze a little more, and I don't have good fencing. They were kind of staying in their proximity, but then they started hanging out. Then they started going to the neighbors' houses. They started going in these like manicured lawns and just started eating everything. And it was beautiful scenery, but the neighbors weren't happy with it. So I'm like, all right, I'll go bo peep these things back to my house, and then realized I got to go store it. So I have a neighbor that has 4 acres that's fenced, and so they just eat for free during the summer. And I promised him I'll take care of all his goats and animals by feeding and watering them through the winter if I can board my sheep there. I have a barn getting built right now and a fence getting finished. So in the spring I'll have a barn raising party, and I'll have get the fence done so that I can finally bring all my animals home. But I'm gonna put all the chickens back there. I'm gonna get more goats. Right now I'm goat free. And my big goal is alpaca. I love those funny looking animals, and I want to get 2 or 3 of those alpaca. So that was actually the original intent of the ranch, was to start doing alpaca and get their fleece and stuff, and make some beanies with their fleece.
Do you do anything with the sheep, with their wool or anything?
We haven't. They're brand new, so they have not been sheared yet. But I will have to hire, or try to probably hire. That there are groups up there in Heber that these 14-year-olds with beards that come around and will pin your sheep down and shear it for you. So I'll find those people so I can at least see how it's done. But they have to be sheared. I think going forward every year now. But their first year they were. I let them have their coat during the summer. But I'll show you some photos of them here later. Yeah. They're my fave.
That's sweet. Dude.
That's awesome. So
you didn't know we were going to just talk farming.
Dude, farming. I love farming.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know anything about it.
I love the idea of it. I'm not one of them.
I almost bought a chicken coop twice.
I've
had a garden, not super serious garden, but I got into that big time years ago, and I've loved it ever since. We just built the house a couple years ago, but.
Where do you live?
Just right by Lone Peak, actually.
Yeah,
I used to live right by Lone Peak. Now I live just south.
Just south.
So it's
AF. PG.
Literally, it's like
Cedar Hills.
The house behind me is AF. I'm in PG. One street, Cedar Hills.
Oh, you're right in this
I'm right in the vortex, but it's.
What's that neighborhood
You know what the
called?
blue silos are down by that little pond?
I can't picture it anymore. But you could easily have. It sounds like a place you can.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
nothing. There's nothing against to having the.
No, I think that it's zoned. We can have that, but.
Yeah, that's great.
I love farming, dude.
I've had many times I've had thoughts of doing a chicken coop, but Shanna's just completely like, she had friends growing up who had them.
Really?
And she's just like, they are so gross and so disgusting. It's like, I do not want that. And I'm like, who cares? Like, this would be awesome for the kids to go out there and
they're really
pull the eggs.
Especially if you got the coop and you keep it confined.
Yeah.
I mean, some people let them run in their backyard and eat the bugs and do whatever, but I don't know. And maybe you do that once in a while, but.
That's the easy part is it's not that hard to, I think chickens are one of the easier of the animals to have. Goats are probably the hardest. This is the moving. Let me see if I can, I would be working. I'll see if I can find the video. I'd be working and then they would pop into jump up and pop in the window. And
he's looking into the window.
Oh, he's looking in at me, and I was freaking out because they're a little evil. Their eyes are like these beady little eyes. You've seen goats. Remember that cake song, like goats go to sheep go to heaven,
Yeah.
goats go to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see why they go to hell. They're freaking little demons, and. Yeah. So anyway, this is my stuff. But the sheepies are my fave because first of all, they're my mascot for my company. My day job is CEO of Woolly, right? So our icon is a sheep. So this is I'm trying to work these guys into. I thought one of them would be my mascot, but That's my backyard,
That looks
right?
like a
it looks like
portrait. That's
it doesn't
insane.
look like Switzerland or
It
something.
does.
Like-
It looks exactly. That looks fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's
Soldier Hollow back there.
that's
You know
Heber
that
Valley,
place?
man.
Yeah. That's Heber Valley. It looks fake with
It's
Timpanogos back there. It's like, where is
It's
this place?
amazing.
It's the best place in the world.
Yeah, no. I
So
love it.
we all live in a good place. I mean, we're all here in Utah, like around the Wasatch. You look up any area and you get to see these majestic mountains. So all those listeners that are in flat Kansas, sorry,
Yeah.
nothing we can do for you.
Yeah, sorry.
You got to come to the Rocky Mountains.
So high school, you did a food storage.
That was y2kaccessories.com.
That's what it was called.
Let's
Built
go
a
through the-
website. I was straight up a
Like
e-commerce
Business Chron-
vendor back
yeah.
then. Didn't know what I was doing. I had my math teacher at Lone Peak build me a website. I remember giving him like $900 cash to like complete and integrate the credit card processor and everything. And this is pre Shopify, right? There was no.
Yeah.
You just had to do this HTML thing and make it all happen. I also paid there was a student who was like learning HTML and had him at Lone Peak as well, and had him kind of put it together. So those two people together helped me make this website where I was selling food storage during the crisis that, you know, everyone was just worried. And
Yeah.
one of the local prophets said, "Get your house in order," and then sales
Sales
go
go.
whoop.
Yeah.
So what did you? How
And
were
I was
you-
in Alpine where all the rich people are. So I just go, I cook them some food. I make them like Taco Bell tacos with the fake meat, and they'd be like, throw down like $10,000. So I was outselling as a 17-year-old. I was outselling these other guys at. I started another company first, and I was just kicking their butts because of where I was kind of selling and my way of doing it. And I hate selling, so I wouldn't. If someone couldn't afford it or didn't, I would not push, and that actually helped me. I was not a pushy salesperson. I would just make the food and tell them the program, but I realized that like I can't really grow as fast as I want to because I'm like having to go door to door and stuff. Like, it would be nice if I could like service. Like, I already kind of understanding the idea of like the internet is that you can service a wide range of area versus me just knocking doors. So that's why I bought the website. I'm like, I'm going to try it. So I'd go down to New Mexico, went to Arizona, pretty much just followed the Mormon belt where all the food storagers were, you know, the preppers, and then would try to like, and I hired 4 friends to go sell too. So I had this little company going. I remember I had this big fat cell phone. I was the only kid in high school with a cell phone in 98, 99. It was hilarious. But ultimately, as we all know, nothing happened. So that business was, in fact, nothing. The food storage industry started collapsing pre 9/11 or pre 2000. What do you call it? Y2K.
Y2K.
Yeah, it just kind of everyone kind of 97, 98 was a big rush, and then I think it just kind of slowed down, and then ultimately, yeah, it took a while before you. Now, 10 years after that event, you saw a lot of rise of MLMs even getting into food storage. So now there's
right.
like a plethora of ways to just buy food in bulk and have it, you know, pretty tasty. I've never tried any of these MLMs or any of these companies, but I know it's more than a Mormon thing now. It feels like there's a whole prepper community that's getting, and there always has been, but that's a huge movement now. These
Yeah.
food storage companies locally aren't selling to Utahns; they're selling to like all over the country, and at this point. So anyway, I'm going to eat more of this pizza.
Did you? That just ended. That company ended.
I went on an LDS mission to Italy.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I ended it.
You ended it.
Yeah,
Then you went to Italy where there's no Mormons.
no Mormons, just really good.
Just a couple white
Pizza.
white Utah guys.
Yeah, a few white, and I loved it out there though. I loved Italy. I loved the culture. I loved Europeans. And then I came home and it didn't quite fix me. I was a troublemaker my whole life. So then I went to Anasazi to work as a guide. This is a wilderness therapy program that you take kids out in the Arizona desert and they like have to rehabilitate while being away from everything for months and months and months, or 2 months usually is the regular program.
And what are these kids coming in for? Like drug problems?
Back then it was mostly
obedience,
back then it was mostly their parents maybe caught them doing some drugs and
Okay.
you're
We're
going
gonna try to put a stop to this right now. You know, We're shipping.
Yeah,
you
they
out.
would actually have a service to come pick you up, like in a white van, some 2 big Tongans, come get you.
Bag over your head.
And you'd be on a plane, and you were. I think the parents literally signed away their whatever that is, right to what is that attorney, power of attorney over to Anasazi to kids in their protection now or whatever they do, because they would come and take you away and put you in the program, and the first week these kids were out there, I mean, they were like trying to run every time, but there's nowhere to go. I mean, you can run, you
Yeah.
probably die. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing. So they hate it. They hate their life, hate their parents. They're just cussing us out, but we're just guiding them. We're just there to we're just there to get them to point A to B. So they tend to not hate us after a while. They really, and then they tend to love the trail walkers, the people guiding them. So by the end of like 2 weeks, it's so cool to see. They come back, their parents come out and spend some time with them, and they actually, it's just like one of the coolest reunions ever. Meanwhile, the parents are also going through a program. I don't think that all
really?
the parents
Yeah.
realize that they're at fault. Like kids
Yeah,
don't
parenting.
parenting's hard, and
Yeah.
they're part of the problem. So their parents are going through a program too, and it's a cool reunion. It's an awesome thing. Probably the best thing I did. So that actually kind of, I wouldn't say fixed me, but between the mission and Anasazi, it kind of tempered all of my rogue behavior. And I met my wife like literally the week I got home from doing Anasazi.
Where at?
I just went on a blind date in Sandy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Her aunt lived in Alpine and hooked us up and just got married. But you never really you never really beat the rogue so I thought I'm going to be a normal person now. I'm getting married and have kids. I'm going to get a job. I mean, I'm not normal. My wife will tell you. It's very hard being married to someone
What
has ADHD and just counter just I don't do anything like I should. I don't.
I don't think anybody should be normal.
No, but I mean,
It's
far
good.
from normal.
It's good.
Like I'm a CEO of taking money from like reputable business, reputable firms, and like the stuff I do and say on LinkedIn should, at any moment, they're
This
got to
is
be
the-
like shaking their
Dude,
head,
take
like.
this guy down.
I mean, go look at my profile right now. I just do the dumbest things. I was sick of everyone putting that open to work little banner on their profile.
Yeah, I saw that little open to torque.
I'm like, looks like I'm open to twerk. So I just change stuff like that. And for most people, like even my co-founders, like, Scott, why do you have to keep doing this? I'm like, I can't not do it.
Yeah.
Like the idea comes to me and it's easy, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So that fades in everything. Like if I stop doing me, all the good things that happen from me being me would probably also cease to exist.
Right.
So like with me being me, there's bad that happens. Like I do mess up all the time and offend people and things happen. But like I just got to be all me and take the good from it. And that's companies get started. I invest in really great ideas. I help mentor tons of entrepreneurs. That's kind of like the good side. But at the same time, I cause problems. I purposely light fires, and you just have to get both of that because I'm not
Right.
going to censor one side of me.
Yeah.
I'm just always going to be 100%, and that's It's hard. It's hard for my wife. It's hard for probably my parents. It's hard for my co-founders and people invested in me. It's just hard, but that's fine. Life's hard.
Yeah.
So,
We
Let
could
me backtrack real quick.
We could end right there.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that's
That's
actually
an
a
any
good
point, but we're not going to.
ending. What in Utah, the closest Italian restaurant to the real Italian food? Like what you experienced in Italy.
yeah.
What is the best? And I'm not saying it doesn't have to be the. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you've gone around and actually explored different
No,
Italian
I
joints.
have. I've
To say
tried.
like, okay, this is actually pretty damn close to what
Definitely.
the old lady on the corner would.
No,
make
definitely Olive Garden, right?
yeah.
You can't
Dude,
beat
we're
that.
done right now. Shut that shit. We're done. No way. I hate all
No, it's Walters. You can't beat that.
That's what
Yeah,
I knew
he's
exactly
a
where
real
he was
thing. So
going.
he's
He's the
my
real
friend.
thing?
He's my friend. So I one of my good friends, a photographer, Josh Rossi. It's his like only living uncle.
Josh Rossi.
Yeah,
Josh Rossi.
really
Okay,
good
keep going.
photographer. Anyway, so that's Walter is actually his relative, and so that guy doesn't have a lot of family alive at all, or even in the U.S. So he has my friend come in. He's like, "Why don't you come more and see me?" And we'll go in there, and he'll whip up for his nephew. The place is already kind of off the menu. Like he always is doing
Yes.
unique stuff.
Yeah.
And then add to it like this is familia. When he's cooking for Josh, it's like this is for my family, and I just happen to tag along with him every time he gets invited, and so incredible. Like yeah, you're getting. But the best part about it is he's not doing any classic Italian like dishes. Everything I try there has all the Italian influence, but he like adds the way he like makes the tomatoes sugary and does all this stuff. It's so different, but
Yeah.
it's all Italian. It's all done with love, which is like that's the Italian thing. It's like everything you do, you just got to add that love ingredient to it. And
One
so
of my
it's
best
good stuff.
friends served in Italy, and he I mean, he's 47, whatever. I mean, he's getting up there, but I mean, this is like 3 years ago, dude. He told me one time, he's like, I haven't found anything in Utah that I could really say is pretty dang close, and I would say like the best. Finally took him to Valters, like on one of his birthday or whatever. And dude, he lost it. It was one of those like this isn't exactly what I had,
No.
but this is even just the simple red sauce. He's like, this is what I would have had, and it's nothing special, nothing off the charts. But this is, Valters, dude. And it was.
You been there?
I haven't.
No,
Dude,
there you go.
my anniversary was a week ago,
Yeah.
and I went there last Tuesday actually.
Yeah.
Went there and now Valter, you know that they bring around an iPad, and he FaceTimes every single table.
Oh my gosh.
So he's not there,
Incredible.
but they brought him up, dude. He was chatting with us because
Doesn't speak a lot of English.
no, he doesn't. And my friend just busts out the
he
Italian.
must hate that because he's always just hugging.
Oh, I know,
he's so,
dude. He's
he's
hugging
so, it's so
people. He's
hard.
kissing the ladies.
Yeah, always.
And it's just, dude, he's not there. He's dying. He's
Yeah,
dying.
that's
This
hard.
is-
That's got to be the worst.
But we need him around for
Yeah,
years
as long
to
as
come.
we can get him.
That guy,
Valter.
That's
Valter, man.
special. There are some good pizza joints. There's one in Park City I really like. I forget the name of it now, but it's just right part of the Peaks Hotel. There's the Sette Bellos of the world. They're good pizzas.
Yeah.
Like they're the Napolitano style of making pizza, thin crust. Yummy margarita, just a plain pizza tastes good. But a full restaurant. That's it.
Yeah,
So,
that's
the
good.
one.
That's good.
we go.
At least you validated my.
Yeah.
I've never been to Italy, dude, but I can only imagine the way that guy is, the way the restaurant is. That's got to be
Italy.
pretty special.
He's just real Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
What was next on the list of jobs?
This thing though, this pizza, that's what the pie is so unique about. It's not Italian pizza by any means. This
No.
is American as it gets, but 2 slices are like
They're
It's like
heavy.
2 bricks.
whole meal. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
and
a
the
lot
crust
on
is
there.
good.
Yeah.
Like the crust plain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the pie.
I like how we're doing a lot of shout outs for these, Valters and pie. And
Yeah, the only
I love
Don't-
introducing people to brands and experiences on these podcasts or whatever this is.
yeah, dude, the pie. I love the pie.
If you could, actually, I'm going to ask this question since you just, because I've seen a few posts of you talking about brands.
Mm-hmm.
If you could only wear one brand for the rest of your life, what would it be?
So I'm kind of doing that right now. This is my friend's company. It's called Architect Unknown, and it's a black shirt and black pair of pants that he makes, and there's nothing else. That's it. That's the brand is a black pair of pants and a black shirt, and because of his whole thing is he calls it. I told him to call it a uniform, the uniform, and so this is the uniform. So I kind of made it with him.
Yeah.
And this is my go-to. I'm 5 days in this outfit. I haven't washed it because it's just black. It doesn't, collect a lot of dirt. It's just, I don't know why. And then I have 4 pairs of this. So I have 4 of these shirts and 2 of these pants actually. So this is all I've been wearing for the last 2 months.
Okay.
Is this. So it's not even about a brand either. I'm not really caring about the brand. I just like that I don't think about anything. I know exactly
Simple.
where my clothes are.
I'm waking up. I know I'm putting this on and this
Yeah,
on.
for 7, 8, 9 months, it's the perfect solution. Now, granted, July and August, it's not ideal to
Right.
put on black pants and stuff. Yeah, so I still have a vision of something even better or more universal than full black. But that's where I'm at right now. As far as like a brand, though, if it's like that, everyone might understand or know here on the show. I'm really in love with like Cotopaxi stuff. I have a sweater I love from them, and I have their fanny pack, and I wear that a ton. And then their bags everywhere I go. Being in Utah, and they're here, and I'm friends with the founder.
Yeah.
And all the tech startups make Cotopaxi bags and giveaways at their events and stuff. So I have a lot of them.
Yeah. Their bags are great. I love them.
I've come to love all of them. I got my pickleball Cotopaxi bag. I've got my one for this. Every sport has gotten it loaded up with
own
stuff.
bag, yeah.
And then we go biking. We do use Cotopaxi. The fanny pack has got my mask in it and my AirPods and my phone and all that other stuff. And I'm fine wearing that fanny pack around. I love it. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty big Cotopaxi fan. Keeping it local, but local or not. I mean, I guess it took a lot of freebies to get me into the brand because I'm just not a big brand. I don't like put a ton of money into any one brand. I'm not so crazy that I affiliate like that with any brand. It's just
Yeah.
not. I don't do it with sports teams. I don't do it with presidents. I'm not really putting my name behind anything in a huge way. So, or at least my money as well. But for whatever reason, Cotopaxi, seeded the market really well by giving me a ton of stuff, and then I used it, and now I'm like, I think I'm all in.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to go anywhere else.
We both have bags.
Yeah, I
I
like
bought
their
one 'cause
bags.
you bought one.
Yeah, I like
But
them.
hold on, let's talk about your hats. Hold on.
Yeah, this is. I've
Yeah,
never
this
seen
is
one.
this is kind of could be a little vortex going on. I mean,
Well, there's,
Danny loves the hats. I call him Indy, but he doesn't have the total like bent in the brim.
it's
like
almost
Indy.
there though. That's
It is,
that's
dude.
closer indie.
Yes.
I've seen this hat. So great story going back to Italy.
Yeah.
My last city I lived in was called Genoa, whatever. That's where Columbus comes from, and it's right on the coast in the Italian Mediterranean. And one of the friends that we had there was a third generation hat maker or hat salesperson. So in these little streets
Yeah.
that are from the medieval era called vicoli. They're just super small. Like no cars are down there. And so he's got the shop. You go down into this little zoo of a maze. I mean, if you wouldn't believe if I showed you this place, but it's like sunlight doesn't even really get into these places. Almost like you think Harry Potter
Potter,
style,
yeah.
that alley they go in. He's got this hat shop. It is the size of this container we're in right now. The whole shop, if even this big. The front is half of this, and then the back office or the back warehouse is the other half of that. So it's very small. You go in, just stacked with hats, as you would imagine, just like wands in Harry Potter. And there are all these. He knows every hat maker across Europe and mostly Italy. And this one here was made up in the. It's Tyrolean. So there's this area of Italy that's up kind of by the Austrian border and the Swiss border, and it's the Tyrolean. It's kind of their own language and stuff. And so this was made by a hat maker up there. And I remember the time I spent, this was before the Euro came out, but I mean, it says right here, this brand's been around since 1870, which is cool. It's probably actually a pretty new brand for Europe.
Yeah.
But I got it from, I think I spent 120 mille lire, which was at the time probably 70 bucks. Probably now with Euro it would be $150, but it's the only hat I've ever really bought that's anything but a cap. Like I have beanies and caps, but this is the only like non-traditional hat, and no one's here seeing and can see what it looks like. But it's like a mix of a cowboy. I mean, who knows what this is? It's
A
just
caballero, a little.
but it's not quite cowboy. I don't know. It's felt something. But I heard that here in Utah, there's a hat maker down in Springville or somewhere. Have you heard of this?
I think so. Yeah.
And he's making it's like Taft boots of hats. Like it's
Right.
very custom, high design hat maker. I'm like, yes. So I got to go meet this person
Yeah.
and figure out what's going on because I'd like to have a few more hats.
That was good.
Where'd
You guys
yours-
felt each other's energy before you came.
Brixton.
Brixton, what's that? I think I've
They're
seen
out of
that actually.
California.
Yeah. I've seen that one. I think they might even be at Woolly. I think we've talked with them at Woolly. They're a pretty popular brand, right? Not just hats, everything.
Yeah, I think they started with hats.
They
It's
did.
kind of their thing, but now I think they have pants and shirts and
Brixton, okay.
all sorts
So
of
look
stuff.
into
Yeah.
that. They're like, what part of California?
I think San Diego. I want to say, but don't quote me on
So
that.
that's my hat story.
Hat dudes.
Tell us about Woolly.
Yeah, Woolly's just that's a daytime job.
What do you do you want to say what's your most passionate thing then now? I mean, is Woolly kind of it?
Yeah, Woolly's it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm gonna get raw here, but it's been hard. It's the longest I've done anything is Woolly.
How many
with
years
I
now?
met my co-founder 5 years ago. Named it about 4 and some odd years ago. And before that, I'd have only ever made it any single company about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So I usually kill it or had an exit, something that allowed me to move on. Because my attention span's really, I realized I have a 3-year window on anything I do before I fizzle. And most of my skills are at the creation moment, right? I'm not a good operator. I'm not a good people manager or anything. So I don't like big companies. I don't want to work there. I like to just start stuff and experiment and be a tinkerer and a troublemaker. And that works out well in this world. You got to be able to do things that no one else is doing and have everyone say like, that's the dumbest idea. Like we need those people that go and do the dumb things.
So you said you met your co-founder. Like you didn't even know him before.
No, I got introduced to him. One of the guys that I worked with that ran my first successful startup was knew that this individual was looking for. Oh, we are on video.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
we're
that.
video.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So some of this does make sense.
Yeah. If it's
So
working.
yes, if it's
I
working.
mean,
So
it's recording.
yeah, we met. Yeah, this isn't normal, and this is a good story because a lot of people ask me, they're trying to find a technical co-founder or trying to find they have the ability to build something technical and looking for a great like business co-founder or someone that can help get it out there. So like probably one of the number one requests I get is I'm one of these and I need to be matched up.
Yeah, because it does seem before you answer. The reason I was asking because not knowing the person beforehand. I mean, I know this happens a lot.
Yeah.
I do it, especially in the tech companies, Silicon Valley and stuff, where it's like, well, you got to have a co-founder. I mean, you got to like meet somebody or you got to come together as a partner,
Yeah.
whatever.
You got to consummate a baby.
Yeah, you do.
Honestly.
You have to consummate the company, and if you don't have one, then we're not going to, you're not going to get any looks to get any investments or
No,
any money.
I tried a company without one and
Yeah,
without a
and-
technical co-founder, and I didn't get any.
and
looks.
so anyway, that's kind of the interest of is. I mean, it's
Yeah. So this individual, we didn't even meet. He was in Arizona. He was this contractor for a big software. He's a senior developer, contracting his work out for a big dental company in San Diego or in Irvine. And it's like, Scott, I've been trying some stuff on the side. So we get introduced. So at least there's mutual trust. It's like, okay, you've known this guy for 10 years and I worked with him. Like that says enough. It's enough that I'm going to take the call. And he's like, I've tried some things in the payment space. I tried this tipping startup and just didn't work. And I really just want to get to someone that like has a business side, that has done something before and can help grow. And I can build anything type of thing. I'm like, okay, you can't come to me I'm here working at Disney and doing an earn-out. I'm stuck essentially for 2 years. They don't really need me, honestly. Like the thing I did to get us sold to them was done. I started that thing and helped grow it to where it was. I'm just sitting there out in LA, like going to work and just trying to like figure out what to really do. I mean, the only thing I accomplished after they bought us was like I bought a piece of software. That's it. And that's actually an accomplishment in a big organization. Like getting anything across the finish line is hard. So I'm bored out of my mind. And you have this guy who calls me and says like, I want to build something for you. I want to co-found something with you. I'm just like, I go to my list of 140 ideas. I'm like, well, here's what's been going through my mind. Do you want that one? He's like, no. I'm like, you don't want to do a Kickstarter for birthdays? Okay. Do you want to do this butt face app? No. Do you want to do this? I mean, I had all these stupid ideas, literally hoping that match faces with butts. That was one idea for some reason I thought would go viral. Probably still would. So we go through all my dumb ideas, and then I'm sitting there at Disney with this big problem in front of me, and that is that we're paying all these influencers lots of money. Subaru had given us $2.3 million to go hire influencers to talk about the Subaru car. And we were out like buying cars for people, shipping them to them. And then the day they get them, they would say like, hey, meet an owner. I love Subaru because I'm just like, this is bad. Like I am just adding to the noise of an inauthenticity and people are, and I'm like, I need to repent. So I told this to James, like, I hate what I do. I hate what I've caused in the influencer economy. Like I've just put more noise that isn't disclosed properly and is all fake ads. How do we do this differently? And so we tinkered and we found this way to essentially have a brand pipe in all their customer data, and then we would pump out who of their actual customers were already like had influence and audience, right? And so we took all of Purple's customers and we found all these influencers inside of, so people that are already sleeping on the mattress who could genuinely say like, I think I like this brand,
instead of getting it for free.
Yes,
and
getting it for
the
free and
day
pretending
I love it.
Amen.
Right.
So that was the impetus of the whole Woolly. Was to help you find your influencers, your real influencers, and that worked out. I mean, it got us money. It was enough of a story to get us money so that we could go full time on it. And at that point, I quit. I was done with my earn out anyway, so I was like, I got money the month after my Disney thing ended, and so luckily I had a head start because we kind of been building underneath the covers there, and came out, got money, ran with it, had some really good successes right up front, and some really good brands and logos came on, and then about a year later, we got Armor Sports, which is like Wilson, Solomon, Sunto, Arc'teryx, a lot of good brands. And that kind of gave us another little bump. We did some services for Amazon, but by and large, we just haven't accelerated, like to have lots of customers. And that's kind of been, I'm a little bit discontent or whatever, because I had this back-to-back experience with several exits and several seeing how fast things can move once you get product market fit. And then now I'm at this one where not only have I taken money, and so it's like I've given up a lot of ownership, where the other ones I didn't. I'm also 4 years into this, and I'm like, we're still at 70 customers. Like, guys, we need to start getting escape velocity. And so just recently we did this executive. I went out on this solo trip to the wilderness, like sat alone for a week, tried to figure out what I want to do with my life. Interestingly enough, very little of it was about business until like the last day. Most of it was just like, what do I want to do with like my family and me, and who am I? Like, I'm going to talk to myself for the first time ever. I'd never been alone for more than 12 hours. I'd done this mental calculation, like, I've never been alone. And I started getting like claustrophobic, thinking of that. I have never been alone. I should probably experience myself someday all alone, and then take away the technology, all the beeps and buzzes. So I went out, did that. That's a whole podcast, by the way, if you want to do it. And I've got 3 hours of video that I took from this little thing. So I will make some film someday.
Little Survivor Man.
Yes, it was a little Survivor Man. Kind of like what I did years ago in Anasazi. That was 19 years earlier. And I came back with just like, I just need to focus. I just need to do what that same mission I just told you about of why we started the thing. I just got to go back to the roots, because we started getting into like, we want to be this social commerce platform. We want to be this, everybody gets to share with this simple widget and track their sharing. I mean, we just kept, I'm going to take it on me. I kept looking for shiny new ways to reset that 3-year clock. I'm like, I got to be doing something new to keep myself excited. I almost wanted COVID to kill the company. I'm like, please, COVID, just take this thing down. And we just kind of hung on like a cockroach to the whole thing. And now we raised a little more money to stay alive. We have 1 year left before that money's gone. And if we don't do something spectacular in that year, I won't go out and ask for money. We'll either try to sell it or turn it into a profitable, lifestyle company. But we're going to give it a best shot and try to get that escape velocity that these SaaS investors want. And I'm just going to focus on being the best brand advocacy platform that has ever existed. Like, you would be dumb not to have our brand advocacy platform as part of your company. If you're a brand and you do not have this in your stack, it would be like, well, you don't use QuickBooks. You don't have a way to monitor your money. You're not using MailChimp or Klaviyo. Like, I want it to just be that obvious that you would have this as part of your stack to those customers who are not influencers, and they're not everyday. They're not your just kind of one and done customers. It's this 20% that actually drive 80% of the revenue. It's these really good customers that wear your hat, that wear your clothes, that talk about it, that might make content, that would give you feedback in a survey when asked, that might go to an event supporting such brand. So that is Wooly. Yeah.
What desert? Where'd you go?
I have some land in the middle of nowhere, right off the 89. So you go to Zion, you come out Mount Carmel Junction, the east side of Zion, you go up towards Panguitch on the 89, and there's this little town called Alton, and and no one knows it. You don't know it's there, but my friend and I bought 10 acres each, right next to each other, and it's just empty. It cost very little money to buy this empty land, but there's a road that gets there. My family drives me there, drops me off. No phone, no watch.
So did you have
and
not
disappear,
even like a sat phone?
And have anything? No, take it back. I had a watch phone that my little 5-year-old wears. This little gizmo.
That could show you like location, GPS.
No. Well, if I had a cell reception, but where I was had nothing. I would have to hike probably 4 miles to get to. There's no check-in.
No check-in with the wife. So what?
1 week she had no idea if I was there.
So it's like basically, honey, dude.
And for 1 week I had no idea if she made it home that night after she dropped me off.
But if
Trump
I'm
could
not
have been assassinated, and I would have known 6 days later.
If I'm not here in this spot in 6 days, you obviously know.
That's it. So I have one friend my friend who I bought it with. He knows the spot. He was in St. George mountain biking with a bunch of friends, and I knew he was there. And I said, Brent, can you pick me up Saturday afternoon after you're coming back up north? roughly. I thought he'd be there at 3, and I don't know the time, so I just sat there hitting pine cones with the stick for 4 hours. I was so ready to see someone, and I thought the sun was estimating like 3 o'clock. He didn't get me till about 5.
So no
and
books.
those 2 hours, the longest 2 hours of my life, because there was this thought that he wouldn't come that day, and I was feeling total despair. I hadn't talked to anyone for a whole week. I was doing a 3-day fast, so I was like kind of going out of my mind a little bit.
The beginning or end, did you do your best?
Yeah, the very
Did you
end.
realize you were
end.
talking to yourself out loud?
Oh, all the time.
Like
I filmed myself talking to myself. I mean, I was doing weird seances with like Eagle, Great Buffalo Spirits, and I had everything going. I mean, by the day 4 even, it was one big conversation with myself. I'm naked the whole time, by the way, like mostly naked. I had a fanny pack on most of the time because I needed my knife and everything. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you
yeah.
pack any food in?
Yeah, I've had food. I had
Okay.
food. I made
But
some
no,
good food.
no books, no reading.
I did have
take a couple books.
I did have 3 books, and I finished them all in the first few days, except for one of them, and journals.
Yeah.
The last day of Friday, I decided to do nothing. Like it was the only day I wanted to. I could only use my knife. I've set up weird boundaries. Tuesday, I was naked with no shoes, so I couldn't really go far because it hurt on my feet. So I was just trying all these little experiments. I didn't have any plan ahead of time, but once you get down there, you have a lot of planning time. So I'm like, okay, let's make this a little thematic, and so maybe I could do it again the same way or share with other people, and they could try this thing. So I now have a program actually. Like each day, you could do it in 24 hours, but I have a program if anyone ever wants to try this that I think is like the best way to do it. It's Monday, so Sunday is sojourn. That's when you go out. The Monday is like memories. The first day out there, I just get flooded with memories. Your mind becomes like a screen, just playing all these because you have no entertainment. So you're just like, I mean, I think I watched Game of Thrones like almost in its entirety on Monday, just like in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah. That was good.
I remember that. Remember that part with the dragon.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there watching it in a hammock because I'm so. But then I also had memories, the craziest memories of my childhood started coming, and I'm just like writing these down. I'm like, Dad, remember that time we did this? So a lot of writing, and then Tuesday was that was like my touch day. That was when I was all naked and you feel everything. It's like get in touch with yourself. Wednesday was the walkabout, so that's when I did a big hike. I did a 12-mile kind of hike around, and that was an important day. Thursday was just like thankfulness. That's when I started making a lot of letters and thanking people because that just overwhelmed me. It was like how much I love people. Really lonely about that time. Friday was the fast. That's when I just went all nothing, no water, no food.
No water.
Yeah. Well, Thursday I fasted too, but I did water and then same with Saturday until I got picked up and went to a steakhouse. That was gross. It was too much. I mean, I destroyed myself.
Probably. I didn't say it's going to destroy you.
Destroyed myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last, and then Saturday when I got picked up, I don't know what to call that day. I'll figure it out. But set fire, a lot of fire. So you do a lot with fire. You're making your tea that way. That's your light. That's your warmth. It was cold at night, so fire was my everything. Luckily, there was a lot of dead wood out there. So something with fire. I don't know. I burned a lot of memories. Like I'd write things down and names and just like burn the bad stuff and like want to just remember the good. So I did all these weird little ceremonious things that were just made up. And then I go back to the real world. And I had all these goals. I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to just zen out around the house. I'm never going to raise my voice again. I'm just going to come back and be Jesus. And then I come back and like 2 hours later after I get around my kids, I'm like, get the, it just leaves you. I don't know how to do it. So my only conclusion from this whole thing is you got to keep doing it. You have to you have to have some repetition of unplugging so that you can just start to reset. You just got to reset.
Maybe not necessarily a week.
Not a week, a day. Just a day.
Like a day.
2 days even. Yeah, just got to program that in. And I'm going to take my kids. I'm going to try to take a kid next time on a 2-day one.
Are you on social media?
Through. I'm on LinkedIn mostly, yeah.
LinkedIn, but everything else not necessarily like your
very
forte.
inactive on the other stuff. My wife doesn't do anything. So we're pretty antisocial for this for some reason.
In terms of social apps.
Yeah, I'm invested
apps.
in this phone called Gab to just get kids off social. I just don't. Being at Disney and seeing like the fact that we're trying to suck all their time away with influencers and social, I'm like, there's got to be something that tries to suck their time back into doing real things and real life. And like, so we don't need more TikTok. We need more real life. So,
So
I don't support it.
This experience that you had, like, how are you going to implement? Are you going to try to implement that into Wooly and your employees and those people that you work
I'm
with?
going literally right now, and it is what 12:30. I have to leave in 3 minutes because I got to get back there, and we have our all hands meeting day where we're actually I'm talking about this experience, what conclusions I came to, and we're kind of having the speech today, like back to basics. You know, we're going to be the best advocacy platform that the world's ever seen, and that's my speech today. So I will implement some of the learnings there, but the thing that really hit me was that it's probably not Wooly that I'm probably going to set up my own at some point. I don't want to make money off this, but I want to take people, primarily men who are like me and just need to defrag, and just get some type of cool down cycle going and just be alone. I want it, but it could be women. I mean, but I just want to help them out. My land's offered up there. I put on Hip Camp. I'll put my land up for anyone to go do this journey and get alone with themselves. I think the best time is, the mid October is the latest you want to be out there, and then spring would be just because nights get cold. But you go to Arizona, so I will in my life. I found out one of my purposes is to probably do this more myself and then guide others through it. I've always known that too since I did Anasazi. My wife finally said, Scott, you have to finally go do this thing. You've always been talking about it. And so I went and prototyped the lone walk, the whatever you want to call this wilderness walk. And now I just need to ship it, for others. Yeah. And this is not a money making venture. This would be a purpose thing that I'm doing.
That's amazing. All right. Well, you only got a few minutes. So we have to rapid fire.
Count me in for that.
I'd be in too, 100%.
That'd be awesome.
Rapid fire.
Everyone I've talked to is 100% in. So
100%.
So that's saying something, right?
Yeah, no, it is. Because here's the thing. While he's looking this up, here's the thing is like, we would all admit that we've thought about doing that. But it's so hard. My personality, it's hard to then actually execute action.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like I would love to do that. I think that would be great.
And I need to I'm going to make it easy for you to execute. I'm going to take a lot of the worries away. I'm going to get scheduled for you. I'm going to make sure that the doubts aren't there because it's hard. And you're an extrovert probably like me. Maybe, I don't know. I'm
like both.
I'm highly extroverted, so it's very hard for me.
It depends. It depends on whom I'm with.
Giving me a Red Bull and then making me talk on the microphone, guys. I'm just on fire. I could just keep going. We go for 4 hours and I just give story. I'd be like that kid on Goonies, like, and then in the 4th grade, and then my teacher.
Tell me everything.
And I blamed it on the dog. But we got some final questions, but then
all right,
we'll
let's do it. Rapid fire. Let's do it.
Okay. Fire. So we usually do. I have some song lyrics. We're not going to do those. But we always do would you rathers.
Well, how much time do you really have?
I really only have 3
minutes.
Few minutes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got to get to Lehigh.
Okay. I won't even do all of them.
Would you rathers?
I love would you rathers. I have a would you rather Wednesday theme on LinkedIn. I did for about a year.
Hell yeah.
Okay. The best content ever.
Would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or a broken elevator?
Ski lifts because I'd jump that shit.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
I've done that already many times.
Would you rather drink a half a gallon of spoiled milk or eat 1 cup of maggots?
Definitely the spoiled milk.
Milk. Yeah. You're going milk. That's coming right back up. Would you rather have a leg for an arm or an arm for a leg?
A leg for an arm. Wait, I can't even.
Yeah, you gotta imagine that.
Would you rather
your leg is attached to your shoulder,
leg,
or your arm is attached to your hip,
or an arm for your leg?
I think the arm on the leg. Wait a sec. Hold on. No, the way around. Definitely 2 legs. Wait.
Two
do I
legs,
have to make the switch?
No, you have 2 legs, but then this is a leg.
I'm having 3 of something, right?
You're having 3 of something. You either have 3 arms, 1 here and then 1 here, or you are 2 legs, right?
Yeah.
And this is an actual leg, dude.
No, I want to move her. I'm gonna take the arm leg.
Yeah, dude.
So you're gonna have a leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a boot on my.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna kick. Dude, you could be kicking people.
Yeah.
So much easier.
Third Taft boot.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that would be. Yeah, you'd have a ton of power in that. My arm.
Would you rather be hunted by the Terminator or Rambo? Rambo.
Terminator scares shit out of me.
Okay.
Which one? The newer ones?
Original Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, Arnold Terminator.
Yeah.
Arnold Terminator.
Oh, Rambo. Probably Arnold then. Just because I wouldn't mind. Well, no. Yeah, no. Rambo. I'm more scared of Arnold. But the other one, the freaking dude.
that morphs
From
like the
the-
metal.
Yeah, from like
Yeah.
the
Like the
early,
cop
like
thing.
94,
Yes.
93, whenever that came out. That one, and still.
Yeah, when
fear
Arnold
me.
was the good Terminator, he was
Yes,
the
yes.
yeah,
And that
yeah.
one I never
Yeah.
want to see. in
Judgment
real life.
Day.
Yes.
Terminator Judgment Day.
Yes.
Would you rather have nosy neighbors or noisy neighbors?
Oh, give me nosy. Nosy.
Nosy neighbors,
Yeah, that's
all up in
fun.
your business all the
Wait,
time.
hold on. Noisy? I don't really. Yeah, probably nosy. I don't really get phased by that. Noisy would suck because I
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
would
don't know.
suck.
That's-
Especially when you got acres and then it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
loud
exactly. That's
all
what
the
I'm
time.
thinking. Like I'm
No.
purposely trying to keep noise out.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Would you rather live in real world Jurassic Park or real world Walking Dead?
I haven't done Walking Dead yet, and I bet it sucks. So I do real world Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, living with the dinosaurs, okay? Would you rather your significant other, would you rather your wife told you she cheated on you on the Jerry Springer show or Judge Judy?
Yeah, I know who both those are, but I don't know what the difference would be.
Jerry Springer, you're probably going to have a fight break out.
Is that what it is?
Judge Judy,
Judge
she's,
Judy,
you're in a courtroom.
You're in a courtroom.
Oh,
Somehow it comes out.
Yeah.
I see. Jeez. Judy, I guess.
Judge Judy.
I'm not a fighter.
Would you rather be constantly itchy or constantly sticky?
These are the worst. Sticky.
Sticky. Okay. Oh, we have our one. We didn't ask.
Oh yeah,
We have one we ask all the time.
last one. We could maybe not.
We got to.
Tiger Woods takes his driver and he swings it as hard as he can right at your shin.
Uh-huh.
Or Barry Bonds takes his bat and swings it home run swing to the middle of the back.
The shin all day long.
Shin all
Oh
day.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about 80%. That's
On
we've
the
asked
back,
that.
the back is parallel.
I've
is
asked that to
paralysis.
hundreds of people,
Yeah.
and it's about 70-30.
Yeah.
Oh, really? The back's gone though. Your back's
I
messed
know,
up.
man. I know.
Amputate my foot. I don't want to lose. I've seen people lose their back. It's no good.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, I'm Barry Bonds.
Would you rather be able to speak to animals or be able to speak every language in the world?
But only speak to animals?
No, you can still speak English, like
Oh,
I'm saying, but it's either you know all the languages of the world or you can speak to animals.
Definitely, if the animal speaking allows me to like manipulate their behavior, and I
I mean, I
like,
think you could probably reason with them if you could speak
can
with
reason
them.
with
Like,
them, and I'm
hey,
like, yeah.
don't look at me
Yeah.
in my house, goat, while I'm
or
working.
follow me. All of y'all follow me. We're
Yeah.
going after this guy. That's interesting. But if it's just the ability to understand that they're saying food, food, duck, duck, food, run, I'll pass on that. I'll pass on that. I would have to be able to like manipulate their behavior. Then I'll take that one.
Okay. Would you rather have the legs of a kangaroo or the arms of a sloth?
Slothy arms.
Slothy arms.
Dude, that'd be so.
little hooks, dude. Yeah, that'd be great. You can
I
hang.
would just
you
go
can be
to
hanging out.
concerts all the time.
Just hang.
Snoop Dogg.
Would you rather be turned on every single time you see someone wearing a fedora or every single time you see someone wearing Crocs?
That's a trick question because you're wearing your fedora. Huh?
Like full turned on here.
Yeah, you're horny. You're horny as hell. You see the fedora or Crocs?
Definitely the Crocs.
Crocs.
Because it's like 50% of the time it should be a female. And then the fedora is mostly always a male, so I'm
yeah,
not
you
doing
better
it.
hope
Good
so.
point, dude. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
sex doesn't matter. It's just the
It
hat
does, in this
or the
case, it does.
Crocs.
I'd start to have some association if it was.
Would I get in
always
trouble
a
for
male.
saying that it might be a lot of lesbians that wear Crocs?
I don't think you
Is
get in
that
trouble.
is that a total?
I don't. It's your podcast.
I don't know. I'm just.
I would make a post on LinkedIn if that.
I don't
tells
know.
you
I associate cargo pants and Crocs with a lot of.
lesbians. I don't.
Lesbian-
Even, I actually don't have a lot of.
But I'm so
I don't notice
inexperienced.
those
I don't know
things.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we could go to like a lesbian hangout
And
thing and just do some counting. That's
study,
definitely worth like
Yeah.
doing some research.
I could. That's probably completely wrong.
Could be. All right. Would you rather cry every time you had sex or burp after every time someone kissed you? Like a meltdown, like you're just bawling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or every time you kiss, it's just like a
Yeah, just like.
big
I'll do kissy burps.
kissy burps. Okay.
It's nasty.
Well,
All right.
that's it, man.
All right.
We got to do one. You got time for one song?
I don't. I
Okay,
gotta
you're
run.
good.
I'm literally.
You're good.
You're
You're
gonna
late.
text it. He's gonna text it to you.
Okay.
What is the song part?
It's just
though?
lyrics.
I
He's
just
just
give
gonna
you
text you the
lyrics, and you
lyrics.
have to
You
tell
have to
me
read the lyrics and guess what
The
song. it is.
artist and the name of the song.
Oh, so all you have to do?
Yeah.
I mean, shoot me with a song.
Okay,
Okay.
he's going to read the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, shoot me one song.
Okay.
All right.
I thought it was like you're gonna play a song,
No,
like
no,
no, no,
karaoke
no,
or
listen.
something.
No.
I don't want you late.
You can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs, smoking on dubs in clubs, blowing up like Cocoa Puffs, sipping bub, getting perved and getting dubbed,
Oh, I know
daps and
this.
hugs, mean mugs and shoulder shrugs, and it's it's all because accumulated enough scratch just to navigate it, wood decorated on chrome, and it's candy painted.
Well, sounds like a country song.
Fans fainted while I'm entertaining. Wild ain't it? How me and money end up hanging. I hang with Hannibal Lecter. Hot shit. So fill me when I bring it.
That's not my
That's not
genre.
your jam.
You can
Nelly.
find me.
Is Nelly?
in St. Louis
Nelly.
rolling on dubs,
Is that
smoking
Nelly?
in club. Yeah, country.
Dude,
country.
I would, yeah.
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 Awesome. Okay. Thanks.
Love
man.
it. Thanks, guys.
brother. We're out.